Hey, hun, do you know our plants hate algebra?
Why in the world would they hate algebra?
Because it gives them square roots.
Welcome to Suburban Life Permaculture. I'm Holly, and we're so happy you're here today. And today we're going to talk about transplanting, whether it happens to be starts, which we have here. Plus we'll go ahead and do some plants that we purchased at a nursery that we like locally. And we'll also talk about soil building and why it's super important for us in particular. So this December, I had a conversation with my cousin who had come down to visit us. And she said, you have got to let people on your channel know what it is you're growing in, because it's amazing the things that you can grow in that type of soil. So that brings us back to why we are so interested and concerned about soil building. Soil building is really important pretty much anywhere you go, but particularly so with us, because what we're growing in is mostly sand. And while we do have lots of things that we're growing that don't mind the sand, I would like to expand and create a food forest here in this Florida Zone 9AB suburban lot. One of the most important things you have to remember if you're growing seedlings or starts here in your home. One of these trays we did outside, so we really don't have to worry about that. But these that have been growing inside, we need to make sure we harden them off. And what does that mean? That means that we bring them outside for a little bit every day for about a week or so, extending the time that they're out. This gets them acclimated to sunlight rather than the grow light, and it also gets them stronger because now they're going to have the wind out here, and you can have much stronger seedlings than if you did see how the wind is going, so it's going to help strengthen those. So what we're going to do first is we have dug a hole much bigger than what we would normally do if we had more nutritious soil. Since we have that sand, we went ahead and filled it partially with our compost, which we talked about a few weeks ago. And so what we're going to do in this hole is we're going to go ahead and put our yard-long bean, which is part of what we planted for seedlings a few weeks ago. All right, so this is our yard-long bean, and we put this little cage around it. I have some bamboo that I'm going to put the other two on, and some jute, so we'll see how it prefers, whether it likes to go up this or if it likes to go up the bamboo. We're going to do like a little bamboo teepee. Now, if you notice, right around the plant, I put basically what's called chop and drop. And let's go back to soil building. Soil building is a lot of different techniques. I mean, we're talking a dozen or more, most likely. And we've used a couple here. We've added the compost at the bottom of the hole, and then right around it, we've done what's called chop and drop. And bottom line, no matter what technique you're using, is that you are adding nutrients to your soil. And you're doing that in whatever form, but those nutrients are coming from the biomass that you're adding to it, whether it's compost like we did at the bottom of the hole, or it's these weeds here that I didn't need right here that I'm now laying around this plant to serve as some mulching. All right, so this is our yard-long bean, and here is our chayote. So it's in a similar structure as our yard-long bean. We're going to experiment and see which vertical structure they prefer. And here it is, our little chayote seedling. And next, on for our bamboo teepees. So now I'm just adding some jute or twine around my little teepee. I have this securing the top, and I push them into the soil. Now, I've never ever made a little teepee, but it looked pretty straightforward. If you have an easier way of doing this, please let us know in the comments below. So for now, I'm just going to wind it around till I get to the bottom, and then we're going to add our plants at the bottom. I want to have it to have plenty of stuff to hang on to as it grows. We're going to plant 2 of the plants over here. All right, almost done. Yeah, I think it'll be able to reach it from there. And here's our yard-long bean getting ready to be able to grow up the twine we've got here. However, Little Hearts wants to. We'll add another 1 or 2 to this teepee. I'm going to water everybody in. And of course, it's with water that we've collected. So for sowing seeds of kindness, let's talk about being kind to your soil. This is what I mean when we're building that soil, right? The kinder you are to soil, the more it will regenerate and give you abundance. Permaculture practices are all about regenerating soil. And this compost is one of the easiest things you can do to add organic matter to your soil and build your soil. We're just loosening the tree from the pot and tickle the roots a little bit before we put it in its new home. What techniques do you use to build your soil? Let us know in the comments below. And I don't care if you like, subscribe, or share. You do you. Carpe diem, y'all.